How can there be no special counsel appointed to investigate Hunter Biden? I'm seriously asking this question, and so is former Attorney General Bill Barr, who told The Federalist, quote, intervening events, especially recent reports about FBI whistleblowers and the possible reach of the investigation, warrant adding the protections of special counsel status to assure that key decisions are made independently without political favor. It all started with this 2015 email from a board advisor to Burisma, a company Hunter Biden did work for. Quote, "Dear Hunter, thank you for inviting me to D.C. and giving me an opportunity to meet your father and spend some time together." Remember, Biden said in 2019 he never spoke to Hunter about any business dealings. There's the laptop from hell. There's photos, text messages, emails, voicemails, business transactions, and of course there's Hunter Biden doing, or at least trying to do, business in places like China, Russia, Ukraine, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Kazakhstan, Romania, and Mexico. These are all places where corruption runs rampant. So I ask again, why has there been no special counsel appointed at this point? Joining me now is Miranda Devine, New York Post columnist, Fox News contributor, and author of The Laptop from Hell. Very timely. Also joining me is Margot Cleveland, senior legal correspondent with The Federalist, who had a very important article coming out that talked about to Bill Barr about this very question. So, Margot, why no special counsel?
Well, that is a very good question. That's a question for the current Attorney General. And I am amazed that no one has really picked up on this. When Bill Barr was leaving his position, all the media made a big deal of him saying there was no need for a special counsel to look into Hunter Biden. But now he comes out and says one is warranted at this point because change in circumstances. He speaks very purposefully when he does, and yet there is no discussion that has been spurred by that. So that's a great question for the current Attorney General.
Yeah, they need to answer that question. Miranda, I want to get into the Biden's business relationship with former Clinton FBI Director Louis Freeh. Here's an email obtained by the Daily Mail that he sent to Hunter in 2016. "I would be delighted to do future work with you. I also spoke to Dad, presumably Joe Biden, a few weeks ago and would like to explore some future work options." Then, less than a year later, he wrote to Hunter, quote, "You know, our family foundation made a $100,000 contribution to Haley's Children's Trust last year." Now, that would be to the president's grandchildren. So, Miranda, I mean, Louis Freeh gets business that's out of Romania because of the Biden connection. And as a thank you, $100,000 goes into the vice president's grandkids' account. How is that not corruption?
Look, this is the way that the Bidens did business. That is a really good insight into how they made money, traded favours. Louis Freeh was doing what a lot of people did to curry favour with the Bidens, to be able to access work through them and connections, particularly overseas when Joe Biden was vice president. And as you said, Louis Freeh worked with Hunter, was sort of brought in on a deal with a Romanian billionaire who was in trouble in his country, had some corruption charges against him. So he was paying a hefty sum to Hunter and his friends every month in an effort to try and get them to put pressure via the American government on the Romanian government and get him off the hook. As it turned out, it didn't work. He ended up going to jail. And immediately that Joe Biden ceased to be vice president, Hunter Biden's payments from this billionaire also stopped. So it tells you that's a clear quid pro quo, just like the Burisma payments to Hunter Biden were halved the minute that Joe Biden was not vice president. So there's Louis Freeh, former FBI head. It shows you how deep the Hunter Biden's connections were to the law enforcement and intelligence establishment, thanks to his father.
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea that you had this corrupt billionaire who wanted to curry favor with the Department of Justice. So they go to Hunter Biden because they know that Hunter Biden is for sale and that he can produce. And, the way they influence the Department of Justice is to get Louis Freeh to go in and do it because he has an all-access pass at being the former director. I'm just telling you, Margot, I think you did a great job in summarizing. I encourage people to go look at that article and see what the former Attorney General, Bill Barr, is saying about the appointment of a special counsel. And Miranda, keep up the good work, because I'm telling you, there is so much smoke and so much corruption here. You've done such a great job of exposing it all. I can't thank you both enough for joining us tonight. Miranda.